Hello. Today I am back with another Sudoku video. This time we're just doing a Fog of War one. This by RockyRoer this time. Another setter that I don't think I've featured in the channel ever. But yeah, anyways, let's get in with it. So we've got the standard Fog of War things, and somewhere in the fog are 9 marked cells. 1 in every row column 3x3 box. Or 9 marked squares. The squares must contain each digit once, and the sum of all digits in the cells up to and including the cells containing the squares, always sum to a square number. Okay. For example, if row 4, column 2 contains a square, sums of the digits in row 1, row 2, row 3, and then those first 2 numbers must be a square number. Okay. Alright. That means one of these 3 has to be a square number. If it's in the second row, then I have 45 up here. And the next closest square would be 49, which doesn't work because then all 4 of these would have to add to 4. After that is 64, which would require 19, which is completely possible. Also could just be another one down. So yeah, let's see. There has to be one on this far left end, which has to be a square. That's also a multiple of 45, because each row has 45 total in it. So let's see. 45 is 9 times 5, which means I have 3 times 3 times 5. It has to be the 5th row, so it has to be this one. Okay, that means there's also one over here, which is going to be 45 minus a number. Or some multiple of 45 minus one number. If it's in this one, it's going to be 45 minus 936. If it's here, it's going to be 90, also minus 981, so this one isn't possible. And if it's down here, it's going to be 135 minus some number to get to the next smallest square. The next smallest square is 121, so that doesn't work either. It must be this one up here, so this has to be a 9. Great. And I actually don't even need to keep my pencil mark for that one, because they give the square anyways. Okay. Additionally, let's see. Now I know there's also, I think I'm going to keep the red mark anyways. I don't need any of that yet. Let's see. So I can't have one here. So I have to have something like this. I guess the next area to consider is the this column here. Because essentially it's going to be some multiple of 45 plus a digit. So if it's a multiple of 45, over here after 45 it could be a 4, so this one's possible. After 90, the next smallest square is 100, so that doesn't work. After 135, the next smallest is 144, which would work with a 9. Let's see, 45, after 180, the next smallest square is 196, which doesn't work. After 225, the next smallest square is going to be way far out, because 225 is already a perfect square, and 296, I'm pretty sure, is what, 16? No, 16 is bigger than that. 256 actually, but whatever. Okay. Let's see. It's 255 plus, oh no, it's 288, I guess, is what 16 squared is, unless I'm crazy. I'm gonna check really quick, because it could just be completely off. I think I am completely off, but yeah. It's 256, I don't know what was going on. I had 225, 256 doesn't work. Let's see, from 270, the next smallest square is 289, which doesn't work either. My gut feeling is none of the remainder of these are going to work. Let's see, from 315, let's see what the smallest square after it is. 324, which is 18 squared. After 315 is 360, which would mean I would need to have essentially the first 8 rows filled, and then I could have a 1 to put it up to 361, which would work. So it has to be one of these three. It's either a 1 here, a 9 here, or a 4 here. Those are my only options. Okay. Alright. Let's see. Now, if I have one here, I need to have 45 here, and then these ones have to add up to 19. Because 45 plus 19 puts me at 64. These ones adding up to 19 is completely possible. After 90, I would need these to add up to 10 or 31. 31 is not possible. They'd have to add up to 10. That doesn't work because of the 9. Therefore, this one is a square, so this one cannot be a square. That means it has to be in one of these two spots. So we have 90, plus either 2 numbers to get it up to 100, or 3 numbers to get it up to 100. Considering a 9 has to be included, it has to be 2, so this has to be 1 and 9. And it has to be here. Okay. I'm going to switch these two to being green because it can only be one of those, and I don't know which at the moment. Let's see. That means one of these is a 1. If I have a 1 here... Oh, the squares have to contain each digit once, so this can't be a 1. This has to be a... Okay, that's not a 1 either, which means I'm probably wrong. Yeah, about that. Great. Let's see. Does that mean I messed up somehow in here? No, I need to have a 9 somewhere along here. Let's see. And one of these two has to be a square. If it is this one, 90 has to go up to 100 or 121. 31 literally isn't possible, so it would have to be 100, which also isn't possible. So I don't know why it isn't this one. It might be. I might have just made a mistake somewhere. Let's see. After 90, I have to get it to 100, which means it's going to be in one of these two. Oh, I just don't need to include a 9. That was my mistake. There we go. This is either 1 9 here or that's a 9, and it's unclear which. Either way, this group of 2 adds up to 10. There we go. That's better. That was my mistake. I mean, technically I know what one is correct now, but that's besides the point. I'm not going to use that. Okay. So then, let's see. These 4 have to add up to 19. What's the smallest digit necessary for that to work? I think it's a 6. Because if I have only 5 and lower, then the largest I can get in 4 is 14. Ooh, 6, the largest I can get in 4. Oh, is 18, actually. So no, it needs to have a 7 or an 8. Although I can't do much better than that, so... Okay. Let's see, then. Each digit has to also appear once. Which means I can't have the 1 thing at the bottom, actually. Which means I know that this one is a 9 and a square. Perfect. So then I know this one's a 9. Now we're actually getting somewhere. Alright. So I've got, this either has to be 2, 8 or 3, 7, because it can't be 1, 9 or 4, 6. This is a 4, which means the remaining 3 add up to 15. Which doesn't tell me all that much about this, actually. Let's see. One of these two has to be a square. One of these 3, and then it's a clump of 6 here, which isn't worth me marking yet. This is a 1. Also a 1 here. Now I have 5 out of 19, so the remaining ones have to add up to 14, which at this point is either 5, 9, or 6, 8. It has to be 6, 8. Okay. Makes the remaining ones here 2, 3, 5, and 7. And there's a 9 somewhere in this column. There's a 1 somewhere in that column. Okay. Let's see. This one doesn't matter either way, though. 225 has to get up to either 16 squared, which is 256, or 17 squared, which is in the 280s, I think. Let's see. Yeah, 289, and it's not getting up to 289, so it has to add up to 256, which means I need to get a sum of 30, let's see, sum of 33 from 225. No, sum of 31. So let's see. 15 squared should be 225. 16 squared is 256, so I need to get 31 additional on here. Yeah, okay. Yep, so I have to make a thing that sums up to 31. It's either going to use 5 cells or 6 cells. Let's see. Which means the remaining ones have to add up to 14. That's either 3 or 4 cells. I don't think I have a super great way to actually math that out yet. Thinking about it. And let's see. For the one in this row, it has to, the number it adds up to has to be fairly specific, actually, for a lot of these remaining ones. Like, for instance, after I've had 8 rows, that puts us at 360. The next closest square is 19 square, which is 361. That doesn't work, so I need it to add up to 400 at the end, out of 405, which means this one has to be a square instead of this one, and these 2 digits have to add up to 5. Because it can't be any of the ones on either of these 2 spots either, because 5 can be at most 2 cells of stuff added together. Let's see. Next up, from 45 times 7, we have 315 in the first 7 rows. The next smallest square is 324, which means I need to have 9. And the one after that's 19 squared, which is like 361, so that's not happening. So I need to get 9, which means it has to be this one, because I can't have 5 cells adding up to 9. So I get this, but I need to flip it because I was on the wrong row. After 270, the next smallest square is 289, which means that's the one we're going to have to reach. So that's going to be 19, which could be 5 cells. Can't be 6, because the minimum for 6 cells is 21, so we have all our squares now. These 5 have to add to 19. After 225, the next square needs to have 31, so I'm just going to pencil mark what the number things needs to do. 31. we've got 19 here. The 19 one isn't super helpful to mark like that, so that one's going to go like this. For this one, I need to have these three sum up to 9. So we're just going to toss a 9 in there. Then for this one, it doesn't matter. I already have the numbers marked out. Okay, let's see. So either way, I can't have a 9 here, because that would break the 9 sum in this row. I need to have a 31 here. And I have 6 cells to do it, so 3 cells to make a 14. I don't see a way to use that information yet. 5 cells to make 19 happen is equivalent to saying the remaining 4 cells have to add up to 26, which isn't possible without, let's see. Might be possible without a 9, actually, thinking. Yeah, no, it's definitely possible without a 9, because I could have 9 and then 1, 2, 3, 4 in this area to get up to 19. So it is definitely possible, actually, thinking about it. Okay. And I need to have 31 in these 6, which is a lot. There's a lot of freedom there. And I don't think I see a great way to use the fact all these have to be unique yet. I can't have an 8 in this one, I guess. Or a 7. Or a 6. So this one's a maximum of 5 and a minimum of 2. So let's see. I need to have, well, I can't have a 1 in this at all then, so this actually just has to be 2, 3, 4. So there's that. That means the minimum sum in here, if I don't include a 1, the minimum sum is 5 plus 6 plus 7, which is already 18, which breaks, so I need to include a 1, which has to be up here. Great. I should leave this one here. Let's see. Now, the remaining ones have to sum up to 18. Okay. Either way, I should probably mark that this is a 6, this is an 8, this is now a 3-7 pair. Okay, let's see. So the remaining ones have to add up to 18. Here I have a minimum of 5 plus 6, plus, yeah, 5 plus 6, which is 11, which means a maximum of 7 here. And a minimum of 5, if this is just 2 and 3. So, can I include a 9? Yeah, I still think I can't. Oh, yeah, I definitely still. No, I can't, because if I had a 9 here, this would be a minimum of 5. So, this one has to be a 9, which also gives me a 5. So, now I'm just going to mark the remaining ones in here, because it's just 6, 7, and 8. So, let's see, I need 18, these two are a minimum of 13, which means these ones have to be a maximum of 5. And that's also their minimum, so we just get 6 plus 7 plus 2 plus 3, which gives me 18, 19, there we go, we're fine. Okay, then this is 8. There's an 8 there, and that means one of these two has to be an 8. Okay. These two are both 2 and 3, so this has to be a 7, and this has to be a 3, which is going to give me a 6 here and a 7 here. And let's see, this one still has to add up to 31, and that's why I didn't do that. I remember now, at least. Okay. The remaining ones here are 4, 5, 8, and 9. So we have 4, 5 here, and then 4, 5, 8, or 9 here. No 9 there. Okay. I guess I can at least start to try and fill in the top row. It's just 2, 5, and 6 here. And I'm going to get rid of the 31 from there for now. I'm just going to put it over here where I don't have enough information for it to matter yet. Because this one I can actually put in an applicable pencil mark. Okay, let's see. 2, 3, 5, 6, and 7 are in here. The remaining 3 of these actually are just 4, 5, and 8. So I have 4 here. That gives me a 2, 3 pair down there. I can get a 4 here, get rid of some of my pencil marks and put in some better ones. 6 and 7. And these 2 are 5 and 9, which is solvable. These ones are 1, 6, and 7. Okay, can't have a 2 there. The remaining 2 are 5 and 8, which is also completely decipherable. Now I just have to, once again remove a couple pencil marks. So these 3 have to add up to 14 because the other ones have to add up to 31. I have 2 here, so the remaining 2 must add up to 12. Can't be 5, 7, can't be 4, 8, must be 3, 9, which is solvable. And now I don't actually need to worry about pretty much any of the, like the actual square numbers thing. This is pretty much just a normal Sudoku, other than these 2 have to be different. So, or I guess it's a normal Fog of War Sudoku, but same idea. Okay, this is 1, 4, and 6, which is not solvable. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8. One of these 2 has to be a 4. One of these 2 up here is a 3. This one here then has to be 5, 6, or 8, I guess. Let's see. I'm gonna switch to looking somewhere else because that was not helpful. 4, 5, 6, and 7. This one has to be 4 or 5. This one has to be 5, 6, or 7. Those 2 have too many possibilities for it to be worth it. Okay. 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. So yeah, one of these 2 is an 8. I'm just trying to figure out actually what my goal should be here for like actually solving the puzzle, what I'm trying to look for at the moment. I guess one of these 2 has to be a 4. Let's see. The remaining 4 of these are actually 3, 4, 7, 8. So this one here is 3 or 8. This one here is 3 or 7. This one here is 3, 4, 7, and this is 3, 4, 7, or 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8 for this square, so this square is going to be 4, 6, or 8. Then I also need to have a 2 in here. Let's see. I still need 1, 4, 6, 7, and 8 in this box. Over here I have 4, 6, 7, 8, which is a lot of options. So I'm not going to do anything about that yet. Let's see. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1 is not good enough. 2... Yeah, no, I'm really just actually struggling to figure out what the next thing I should pursue is here. Because I feel fairly good about having gotten all the some stuff right. And I don't want to recheck the squares to see if I made an error unless absolutely necessary. Which it might be. To be safe, I might end up having to do that in a minute. Unless I start finding somewhere to go, because I don't want to be working my way on through a solve when it's actually just a complete dead end. And yeah, I haven't messed up any of that. Whichever one of 2 or 3 this is will appear up here with 8, so this has to be a 2, 3, 8 triple. Hmm. One of these two has to be an 8 as well. This column still needs 1, 2, 3, 6, and 7. So this one's 1, 2, or 6. Can't be 6, so it's just 1 or 2. Okay, that one's just 1 or 2. For this row, I still need 1, 2, 5, 6, 8. So this one here is 1, 2, or 5. One of these three is a 1, I guess, but not that one. Over here, then, I have 4, 6, 7, or 8. So this one here is 6, 7, or 8. And this one's 4, 6, 7, or 8. And I'm not missing any rules, am I? Somewhere in the fog are 9 marked squares, ones in each row, column 3 by 3 box. These squares must contain each digit once, which, yep. And the sum thing, that's it. Okay. Yeah, no, this is literally just me struggling with a normal fog of war Sudoku at this point in my life, unless I've horribly messed something up, which I don't think I did. Okay, I'm going to real quick check all my sums, just to make sure. For the first row, it's fine. The second row is fine. Third row is fine. The fourth row should just be 45 times 3 plus 9, which is a square. Fifth row is just 45 times 5, which is a square. Sixth row, 45 times 6 minus 2 minus 9 minus 3, which is 16 squared. Fifth row is 45 times 6 plus 7 plus 6 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3, which should work because it's 289, which I'm pretty sure is 17 squared. Yep. Fourth row, or seventh row. No, I'm on the 8th row, actually. Let's see, the 8th row should be right. Unless I'm completely crazy. I might be completely crazy. No, that is 18 squared. And then 45 times 9 minus 5 gives me 400. So yeah, no issues with any of that stuff. So yeah, it is literally just I'm struggling to solve a Sudoku kind of issue. Which doesn't surprise me. I haven't been doing all that many of these recently, at least in terms of recording them, because I had a lot recorded a while out, just so I could have some time for a break before having to record more often. Let's see. Well, this just has to be a 9. Oh, there we go. That was it. I just need to... That 6 should pretty much clear up everything. 3, 2, and 3. Also, I'm surprised that they actually code their Sudoku pad to check for the square thing, because a lot of these kind of less common variants don't really actually have coding to check from. So, yeah, that's nice. It at least helps with not making me actually look and see what sees what else in the Sudoku as much because of the red. It just shortens down how much time I have to spend just glancing around the Sudoku during chains like this. And 4 and 3. There we go. Okay. Not a bad Sudoku. I quite enjoyed it. Had a rule variant I don't think I've ever seen before. I think it's an interesting variant. I definitely think that it's one of the ones that's on the more mathy end, to the point of it being less about solving Sudoku, more about knowing math. But either way, I enjoyed it. So, yeah. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.